Japan's famed Mount Midoriyama, the world's most difficult obstacle course. Over the past 15 years, thousands of competitors have taken on this beast, but only 3 have ever conquered it. No American has ever defeated Mount Midoriyama.
Mount Midoriyama was showing no mercy.
Oh, doesn't get it.
And the dream is over.
But this year, that could all change, because for the first time ever, this mother of all obstacle courses has come to America, and more athletes than ever before are ready to take it on. Competitors from 6 different regions across the country will run qualifying courses, but only the top 100 competitors who embody athletic talent, mental fortitude, and single-minded commitment will earn the right to advance to the finals in Las Vegas. There, the fabled course has been constructed brutal obstacle by brutal obstacle. The fastest American to conquer Mount Midoriyama will not only make history, but will walk away with a $500,000 prize. Who has what it takes to become the first American Ninja Warrior?
Cattle, cowboys, and oil have always been a part of the storied past of the great state of Texas. But tonight, we're here in Dallas looking to make history as we continue our cross-country search for the first ever American Ninja Warrior. I'm Matt Eisman alongside Olympic gold medalist Jonny Moseley, and we're coming to you from Dallas at the iconic Fair Park, home of the Cotton Bowl and the Texas State Fair. It's the Mid-South Regional Finals, where we're looking to add 15 athletes to the elite group of 100 who will travel to Las Vegas to take on the world's toughest obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama.
Hundreds of athletes, Uber fans, everyday people came from across the Mid-South, including Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, and of course Texas, to battle it out in the Mid-South Regional Qualifier. Only the top 30 survived. And this is how they got here.
Everything is bigger in Texas, and that's the way it was in terms of talent here during the Mid-South qualifying we saw in G4. The locals ditched their native attire to take on the most challenging of obstacles. Fittingly, in the Lone Star State, it was the rope junction that lassoed the most competitors into trouble and sent them packing. But left standing was a group of 30 runners that never wavered in the shadow of this brutal challenge. 22 men finished the course in the qualifying round, a contingent filled with strong returners and promising newcomers. That includes Ahmed Touré, a 21-year-old from Austin who left West Point to help his family when his mother got sick. And there's Jake Smith, a cable installer and freerunner who made it all the way to Mount Midoriyama last year, only to make an early exit in Japan. Take a bow, Jake. You have earned it. This should be one of the strongest regions we see all year, loaded with some of the top competitors. Saddle up, partner. This is bound to be one epic showdown. Tonight's runners will be dreaming about earning a spot in the top 15, but first, Johnny, they need to focus on just getting through this course.
Well, focus will be key because they'll have to make it through a course of 9 increasingly difficult obstacles in order to advance.
For more on what these athletes will be facing, let's go down to our sideline reporter, Angela Sun.
Thanks, Matt. Our competitors are warming up and getting a first look at this 9-obstacle course. Let's see what they'll be facing tonight. As in the qualifying round, the quad steps are first. Next up, the log grip, where strong finger and leg grip is essential. Next, balance and agility will be the key at the bridge of blades, which is all that stands in the way of the jump hang. On the new obstacle here in the Mid-South region, the rope junction, competitors will use momentum and grip strength to move across 25 feet. The 6 available ropes are staggered, some longer, some shorter. If they make it up and over our infamous 14-foot warped wall, that's when the obstacles that weren't in our qualifying round come into play. That includes the salmon ladder, where they will jump from a mini tramp, grab hold of the bar, and hoist themselves up a series of rungs. Next up, the lamp grasper, in which competitors will grip a series of knobs to carry their full body weight across 20 feet. From there, it's an exhausting 31-foot ascent up to the top of the cargo climb. Hit the buzzer at the top, and you've made it all the way through this course.
Thanks, Angela. It's time to kick off the Mid-South Regional Finals. First up on the course is Todd Stair. Todd's used to getting the crowd pumped up. He was an All-American mascot for the University of Oklahoma, where he suited up as Boomer for 2 years. Loves showing off his personality and his acrobatic skills.
I know we all laugh at mascots like we're supposed to, but those guys are real athletes, flipping around, entertaining people, all while wearing heavy, sweaty costumes.
Through the quad steps, Todd comes in with a mechanical engineering degree, says he uses that background to analyze each obstacle. Now picking up the pace through the Bridge of Blades and right into the jump hang. Oh! And Boomer goes boom.
That was so strange. He seemed to be taking a cautious approach on the first few obstacles, and then he just changed his tempo mid-run, and as soon as he stopped taking his time was over.
I just rushed through the Bridge of Blades.
In the starting blocks now, his friends call him Jenin, which means rookie ninja. This is Miguel Gonzalez, a 22-year-old parkour and gymnastics coach from Fort Worth.
When I was 5 years old, my dad was arguing with my mom, and he just walked out. I waited by the door for 4 weeks straight. Never showed up. And I always thought it was my fault. My mom had to work 3 jobs to keep us where we were. Because of that, I never saw it. I wanted to have attention, and I got into gangs. So I stole, and I got in trouble, and I was under probation. But one day, I figured out that the people I was hanging out with were no good for me.
Miguel turned his back on his old life and found a new love in the growing sport of parkour.
I looked into what parkour was, but nobody was there to teach me, so all I had to go by was YouTube videos and a bit of information. So I learned the hard way.
He was so talented, he ultimately turned that passion into a profession as a coach.
You just worry about where you're going to place your foot. I started understanding that I could be that role model for other people, just like I had trouble in school and just like I didn't have a dad, and I could be that little bit of extra support for somebody to go just that much further for them to succeed. And today is what it's all about.
You can tell this kid has such a great heart.
I agree. I love the way Jenin applied his gymnastics skills to this course in qualifying. Really surprised us. Not a lot of hype around him coming in. Of course, now I expect a lot from him.
Taking a cautious approach through the quad steps. 5 feet 4 inches tall, a little small, maybe a good idea to be cautious in the quad steps.
Yeah, you don't want to be duped by the fact that it's the first obstacle. You would think that these go from easiest to hardest. It's not necessarily the case.
Oh! His feet got a little caught up in the landing there on the log rip, but he's through. Really a slow approach here, Johnny. I'm a little surprised.
Well, he's taking his time, and he's sizing up this cargo net after seeing Todd Stair just go down there.
Oh, and a strong lead by Jenin.
Well, this kid continues to impress me, Matt.
Well, he may be a coach, but he says he's a student of this course, and he passed his first test there.
And this could be the obstacle that is going to separate the field tonight. The rope junction wiped out a bunch of athletes in qualifying.
He looks a little fatigued. Testing the rope.
And this rope junction, no matter how many times you've done it, and keep in mind he's only done it once before, you can take it out of you. Oh, and he's got a tough start. I don't know what.
Going up high. Reaching for the 4th rope. Oh!
Hey, he just showed some great discipline there, waiting for the rope to come back to him rather than pushing the issue and probably falling. I liked it.
Wow. I mean, he dropped
close
well
call.
above the height of his body there down. But the time now, 1 minute, 50 seconds.
He's definitely not going to be the fastest guy through the course.
Impressive run by Jennett. At only 5'4", he just made the warped wall look easy. This may be a calculated approach, Johnny. Maybe he figures completing the course is enough, and he really just wants to take his time and make sure he has the energy and doesn't make a mistake.
Well, he definitely did himself a favor by going up the warped wall the first time.
Even though his nickname means Rookie Ninja, looking like a veteran tonight through the first 6 obstacles.
These are the 3 new ruthless obstacles. I'm sure he's never seen a salmon ladder before. Let's see if he can figure it out.
Right up onto it. Letting that body swing, trying to calm the body motion down so you can kip yourself up. The arms extended, though, that can be taxing on the upper body.
Oh! And he couldn't get the bar up and over that rung. It looks like he's not quite sure what to do now.
Whoa! Oh! It went up 2 rungs on one side. The bar got askew, and he's out.
Bar's not as close as I thought it was.
What happened, Johnny?
Well, the grip strength you need to get through this course is ridiculous, and I believe he just used all of it on the rope junction. And that seemed to be a problem when he got to the salmon ladder.
Still to come, competitors from all over the Mid-South have mobilized to the heart of Texas for a chance to earn a shot at Mount Midoriyama, including top qualifier Paul Casimir.
I want to do this for myself more than anybody else.
Jake Smith, the cable installer who likes to keep things loose and simple.
I've always just been a kind of go-with-the-flow type of person.
James Wyatt, a youth pastor who rose above being homeless.
I never thought I'd be anything.
Ahmed Touré, who had to choose between West Point and his own family.
Just the right thing to do.
And Brandon Douglas, a recent advertising graduate and parkour sensei.
My goal, my dreams are all centered around being the first Ninja Warrior.
Who will win a trip to Las Vegas?
I'll see you guys later.
We'll find out when American Ninja Warrior returns. Welcome back to the legendary Fair Park in Dallas, Texas, for more of the Mid-South Regional Finals of American Ninja Warrior. I'm Matt Eisman alongside Olympic gold medalist Jonny Moseley, and we're cutting a field of 30 down to just 15 who'll move on to Las Vegas. There, they'll join a group of 100 elite athletes who will try to conquer the world's toughest obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama. If any American can pull off that near impossible feat, they'll walk away with $500,000 cash. Our Angela's son caught up with one of the best athletes to return from last year, Jake Smith.
You are in the number 2 spot after the qualifying round. How confident are you going into tonight?
I'm pretty confident. I'm going to try to take that first spot from Paul this time. We got a little rivalry going.
I know a lot of your friends are competing here tonight as well. What's that going to be like?
Fortunately, there's less than 15 from Colorado, so the ones that I send home won't all be from Colorado, but they are all my friends, so it does kind of suck either way.
A very confident Jake Smith. Guys?
Thanks, Angela. Up next, we have Angel Flores, a 25-year-old gymnastics coach from El Paso who feels lucky just to be here today. Angel Flores was preparing to serve his country, entering boot camp as a Marine when tragedy struck.
It was the day before I was going to leave, and we had a going-away party at my house. These guys, just looking for trouble, got into a little scuffle with some of my friends. So later that night, they came back to retaliate, drove down my house, and chunked this big brick out the window and hit me in the stomach. My liver was cut in half. I spent 3 weeks in a coma. When I woke up, I was just like, whoa, that was a long dream.
Angel battled through 9 months of recovery and physical therapy so that he could realize his real dream of going from here to here. Fully recovered and now in top physical condition, he's reached the regional finals by pushing his limits while hoping to inspire.
To be physically fit enough to be able to do this and to be beating people on the course out there makes me feel really good. I can tell people that anything is possible because I feel like I've gone through the impossible.
Wow, what an amazing recovery, and all the way here to the regional finals. Very impressive.
And Angel says he's always focused on details, that in his 6 years as a gymnastics coach, no one has ever broken a bone under his watch. Wasting no time through the bridge of blades and right onto the cargo net.
Making good time, as I would expect from this Mid-South region. Loses his shoe on the cargo net.
Wow, and that can be costly on the warp wall. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. Gets rid of the other shoe. It looks like he's just in his socks now, Johnny.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get his foot caught in the cargo net. We've seen that end people's hopes altogether, but he seems to be managing this rope junction very well.
What perseverance Angel has. Never gave up after his brush with death, and he's showing that same resiliency here. But this is going to be the major challenge. The warp wall is a killer to begin with, but it's almost impossible to do without shoes on. Wow! Well, he's having a little fun, though.
I'm giving him a 10. There should be judging in American Ninja Warrior. What'd you give him?
I gave him a 10 because I couldn't even understand what he did. That was
awesome.
What a great athlete. But again, a different skill set trying to get up this warp wall.
Well, I like to see that he took his socks off. I think it's a much smarter approach, although they could be sweaty. But
absolutely. And it is humid here, and that can cost you traction as well.
Oh! He's close. He's close. Oh!
A nice flipping dismount. Couldn't get up the warp wall in qualifying, Johnny.
I'm telling you, that descent down the warp wall can be extremely dangerous.
During his recovery from that injury when he took a brick to the abdomen, he picked up rock climbing. It served him well on rope junction, but he needs to get up this warp wall. His final effort, Johnny. A good run. Oh,
he had his hand on it.
Couldn't hold on. What a heartbreaking run, Johnny.
Losing his shoe may have thrown him off a little bit, but in the end, his grip strength, he just couldn't hang on to the top of the warped wall.
Dude, I lost my shoe. And I tried to do it barefoot. Didn't work out. But I should have kept that other shoe on.
Up next, he's a returning competitor from Broomfield, Colorado. It's Alan Keneally.
Alan is a very successful chiropractor who runs his own clinic in both Colorado and San Francisco. When he's in the Rocky Mountain State, he works with a lot of the Colorado athletes we'll see here tonight. And it's been a beneficial relationship. In the last year, he's picked up parkour thanks to his new buddies, and that experience in the sport should help him tonight.
He made it just short of the finals last year. This year comes in at a fit 6'1", 200 pounds. And Keneally, wow, for a big guy, so light on his feet, flies through the quad steps and right through the log grip as well.
No hesitation, straight on to the jump hang. Kind of a low grab for a guy like Alan. I'll expect him to go straight up, but nevertheless, carrying great speed to this point.
Well, he doesn't want to beat this course. He wants to annihilate it. Alan Keneally, tremendous upper body strength, particularly for someone with as much mass as he has, does so well in these upper body obstacles.
Well, again, because he's got more mass hanging here, it means he needs more grip strength than the other guys.
Whoa! That was a long drop, Johnny, probably about 10 feet down. Keneally now slowing down, looking a little winded. Will that speedy start actually come back to haunt him now?
Not right now. He is up on the warp wall without any problems. Alan Keneally knows what he's doing out there.
52 seconds to the top of the warp wall. Best at his time in qualifying by about 30 seconds. Keneally just coming full guns blazing on this course.
Definitely looks gassed.
Now, while this obstacle is new in the extended course, Keneally had a lot of experience on the salmon ladder in last year's competition. Let's see how well that serves him here. Whoa, good jump.
Well, I expect him to get up the rungs of the salmon ladder, but the lamp grasper is completely new to the competition. He's never seen it before.
And there you go, right up it. And you can see that technique, not even stopping. But again, the lamp grasper, more difficult for the bigger competitors. So much mass pulling him down. And with the arms extended, he's looking taxed right now, Johnny.
He is. He's moving slowly, now picking up the pace, trying to figure out which grip is most effective.
Absolutely. You could see him there start with the thumb around it, and it looks like he's having trouble maintaining the grip. The arms extended, never a good sign.
The more time you spend on these balls, the more fatigued your forearms get.
So, there it is! Alan Keneally out on the lamp grasper.
Well, you could just see him as he went up the incline, losing all that grip strength that had served him so well throughout the course, and he just had nothing left.
Alan cannot be feeling comfortable. Let's go to Angela, who's standing by with Alan right now.
Alan, frustration at the lamp grasper. At that point, was the struggle more physical or mental?
Definitely physical. I slowed down, should have kept up my pace. Hands got wet. I'm all wet. I was feeling good. It was longer than I thought it was going to be. And I don't know, I just slowed down.
Up next, it's been said the American Ninja Warrior course isn't made for big guys. But 6'6" Bob Pondrum is determined to prove them wrong.
My height gives me an advantage in reaching some things.
That's next on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior. I'm Matt Eisman alongside Olympic gold medalist Jonny Moseley. We're here in Dallas, Texas for the Mid-South Regional Finals. The top 15 finishers here tonight move on to Las Vegas for a shot at $500,000.
Well, it's still early in the competition, but we have seen athletes struggling all over the course.
Especially on the warped wall, where we've seen 2 more athletes unable to find the momentum to keep their dreams alive.
Including Tulsa firefighter Justin Dickstein, who had his run extinguished. And now must sit along with the others to see how the rest of the field stacks up. And that includes this guy, Bob Pondrum, from right here in Dallas. He's a personal trainer who's now studying to be a nurse, and he's looking to put his well-rounded physicality to use on this course.
My athletic background is pretty diverse. Mainstays are rock climbing and racing sport bikes. Sport bike racing is one of the coolest things I've ever taken part in. Physically, it's actually one of the hardest things I've ever done. Wrestling a 400-pound motorcycle around at 100 miles an hour is a lot harder than you think it is.
For most, so is the American Ninja Warrior course. But for Bob, he made it look easy in qualifying. He got it, despite the fact he came into the competition as a walk-on.
I like the underdog. I'm a guy who always roots for the underdog. I have no problem with people thinking I'm the underdog, because at the end of the day, especially with this, I feel really strongly I can come out on top.
And there's his older brother, Mike, looking on.
With his size on this course, it's really going to be a challenge for him to get through. It's going to wear on his grip strength, especially as he gets to the later obstacles like the rope junction.
Slow through the quad steps. Again, a different body type than most of our competitors, so he's going to have to take a different approach.
Exactly, but, you know, he really knows his body the best. What a move! It looked like he was coming off a screen.
Now facing the obstacle he was most concerned with, and a nice leap. He's dwarfing the cargo net with his size. Good tumble down there for the Dallas resident. You know, he's really a different kind of cowboy. He went to Oklahoma State up in Stillwater.
Making OSU proud tonight with a nice run.
Now, rope junction. Looks like he's taking his time evaluating this obstacle.
Well, he really is a versatile athlete. He climbs, runs, swims, and bikes each week to keep himself in shape. And wow, looking strong on the ropes.
Oh, and a big drop, no problems, despite the fact he's had multiple ACL surgeries. Looks like he's shaking his wrist out, though, after his time on rope junction.
And Bob had some trouble with the warped wall in qualifying. His technique was off. That can get in your head. Just got to pull it together right here.
Looking a little winded, though. Wow, but right up the warp wall. Nice effort by Pondrum.
You can see that you don't actually need to use the whole runway. It's more of a timing thing to get up the warp wall. He did a nice job there.
And this is where his size could hurt him. The salmon ladder is brutal on the bigger guys. Right up onto the bar. Wow. Had a lot of body movement there, but propelling himself up nicely, Johnny. But the challenge continues onto the lamp grasper. Wow.
Oh, wow. Going for broke.
Trying to use his height to his advantage, but almost a costly mistake there. Wow. He's flying through the lamp grasper now, but it's not over yet. Can he finish? Yes! lamp grasper.
Yep, a smart run.
Bob Pondrum.
Amazing. He was a walk-on for the qualifying round.
Well, last year we saw James McGrath go from walk-on status to being one of the legends, one of the top guys to beat. And now Bob Pondrum could be announcing himself as a person to watch.
Great job, dude!
Bob Pondrum collapses atop the tower, having completed the regional finals course. And we finally have our first finisher tonight here in Dallas.
I loved it. Very smooth, really impressive, right up the warped wall. He just proves that, you know, American Ninja Warriors could come in all shapes and sizes.
You can see the joy he's experiencing right now standing atop that tower. That's why we love this competition. You push yourselves to the limit, and sometimes you find a strength you didn't know you had. Right now, let's go to Angela, who's standing by with an elated Bob Pondrum.
Wow, that lamp grasper, a little bobble there, but other than that, a really impressive run.
I got greedy. I was like, you got the wingspan, just go for 2. And it was like, no, back it down, man.
And coming on as a walk-on, did you think that you would be up on the top of that podium?
I mean, I knew I could do it. I knew that there was nothing here that could overcome me. It was just in my head.
Well, guys, Big Bob standing tall in Texas. Back to you.
And as we go to the leaderboard, it's Big Bob standing tall on top. Our sport bike racer raced past the chiropractor Alan Keneally and the rookie Miguel Gonzalez to lead the group as our first finisher. Coming up, he's a pastor who once found himself homeless and looking for direction. Now, James Wyatt is on a mission to take down our course.
I believe I have the heart that it takes to become the first American Ninja Warrior.
His run is next on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior, coming to you from Fair Park in Dallas, Texas. 30 exceptional athletes are battling it out in tonight's Mid-South Regional Finals.
Tonight's top 15 finishers will join regional finalists from across the country in Las Vegas to take a shot at the world's most difficult obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama.
No American has ever conquered it, and there's a grand prize of $500,000 for the fastest one who can. While you're away, Michael Pusick, a coach salesman from New Mexico, found himself just 3 obstacles away from the finish line, but he couldn't get past the salmon ladder. So on the leaderboard, it's still Big Bob Pondrum, our 6'6" motorcycle racer, who's ahead of the pack as our only finisher. Cusick finds himself in 3rd, while Angel Flores, who rebounded from that horrific accident to teach gymnastics, is in 5th. Bob, Michael, and Angel are all just part of a talented group of competitors on display here in Dallas. As we trek across America, we've seen elite athletes, unique personalities, and death-defying daredevils hell-bent at getting a shot at becoming the first ever American Ninja Warrior. Every region has had its standouts, and the Mid-South is no exception. Some are flashy, others are freaky, and some are just off the wall. But the one thing these potential ninjas all have in common is their conviction to their training. From those who make good use of the open range, to others who keep it a little closer to home, to those who take it to a whole new level. There's no end to the talent and physical prowess of our Mid-South hopefuls who are more than ready to get wet, wild, maybe even a bit wacky in their quest for a trip to Mount Midoriyama. Whenever they can, wherever they can, these athletes always find a way to stay on top of their game. Up next, it's another impressive competitor, James Wyatt. James is a 33-year-old uniform company operations manager from Willis, Texas. But years ago, James had to face down a dark period in his life. He was homeless for 6 months.
I had no place to go, and I had no way to get there. And, I was just like, I didn't know what to do.
These days, he serves as a youth pastor, combining fun and faith. And the kids he mentors are providing extra motivation to win it all.
If I won $500,000, the first thing I would do is build a community center for our youth group at our church. My name is James Wyatt, and I will be the first American Ninja Warrior.
A special guy, really had to face some bad times. Glad to see him here at the Mid-South Regional Finals.
And his wife, Leah, is here to root him on. Really came from modest beginnings. He was raised on a farm raising pigs and goats. Moving on to the log grip. James says endurance won't be an issue tonight, even on this extended course.
And he sprints onto the jump hang. He's on a mission.
Ow! A little low on the cargo net, but he's got good upper body strength. And he is up and over.
A little tangled up in the net, but taking his time to make sure he's out.
And James Wyatt, at one point homeless, now a pastor, is on to rope junction. Looks like he's shaking out the nerves right there.
He's only done this obstacle once before, so it's still new to him.
Making good progress here.
The crowd chanting his name. That feels good.
We talked about how this obstacle really tests your grip strength, and so far, James is looking solid.
That's true, and that bodes well for later obstacles. And he's through the rope junction.
Got through the course in 1:40 in qualifying. That was run yesterday on G4. The qualifying ended atop the warped wall.
Nice.
Right up it. And James Wyatt to the top of the warped wall in a time just over 1:20.
He's making great time to this point, but this is when he's going to encounter the obstacles he's never done before.
James Wyatt now on the salmon ladder, arms at 90 degrees, swaying though, having trouble silencing his body.
He's got a nice rhythm going right here. You have to, when you do the little kip with your lower body, in that amount of time, you have to bring the bar not only up, but you have to bring it back to get around and up to the next ladder.
On to the lamp grasper, and this will be the real test of James' grip strength.
Well, we saw Alan Keneally fall out here, and he's proof that until you complete the lamp grasper, you still have a long way to go until the finish line.
Good body momentum, Johnny.
James just has an amazing amount of grip strength on display here. This obstacle is tough.
And now onto the cargo climb, and the cargo climb is deceptive. It may look easy, but this can be a real differentiator. If you're fatigued, this climb can take over a minute. But if you're fresh, if you're still strong, you can get up in about 15 seconds, and time can be so crucial in this competition. What's so impressive about James Wyatt, he was homeless for 6 months and now climbing up the cargo net here on the verge of making a trip to Las Vegas to compete for $500,000.
Well, it's an inspiring story, and that's what's great about this competition is these aren't athletes trained since they were 5 years old who were groomed for a certain event. These guys are coming out of all sorts of situations and doing incredible things.
He's a youth pastor. What a great story James Wyatt is. And so far, it's got a very happy ending. Digging deep, James Wyatt. His kids will be proud of him. And he smacks down the buzzer. James Wyatt completes the finals course in a time 3 minutes, 57 seconds. Johnny?
Not only is he completing the course, but he is right up at the top of the pack.
And what a great moment for James and his wife to celebrate. Up next is a 29-year-old computer tech from Edwards, Colorado. It's Eric Eischen.
Eric's a first-time competitor, but has been dreaming of competing here for a while. He's changed parts of his house to replicate the ultimate cliffhanger. And when he's not hanging at home, he's a big-time rock climber who says he's got fingers of steel.
Eischen onto the quad steps.
Very light through those, just right on his toes.
There you see the fingers of steel helping out on the log grip. Flies through the bridge of blades.
No hesitation. Great transition into the jump hang.
This is a much more aggressive run than we saw out of Eric in the qualifying round. You know he's gunning for the top 15 now.
A nice roll out of the cargo net. Just climbing up those 2 steps to get to the rope junction will take it out of you.
Rock climbers tend to do very well on rope junction.
6 ropes on this rope junction. He's got to remember on this last one to get enough momentum to get to the landing zone.
If you don't, that's a real no man's land, but he's through. Eric Eisen couldn't get up the warp wall in qualifying. Let's see if he figured it out. Wow, and wasting no time. Real close, Johnny.
He looks energized. He is very close, but in his head, he's thinking, I've never got to the top of this.
Improved upon his effort in qualifying. He knows he needs to do better if he wants to get into that top 15. But now, the salmon ladder.
Eric told me he's not that familiar with this obstacle. Oh, and he shows his inexperience right there.
It looked like Eric had no idea how to attack it. Surprising, considering he did well off the trampoline on the jump hang. What went wrong here, Johnny?
Well, the big difference between the trampoline going into the jump hang and the trampoline going to the salmon ladder is that to jump on the mini tramp on the salmon ladder, you jump off of a platform that's about 3 feet high. And he hit the tramp and he didn't have the timing. His legs just buckled. He had no shot of getting to the salmon ladder.
Well, Eric improved upon his performance in the qualifying round. The question now, will it be enough to get him into the top 15? And as we go to the leaderboard, Eisen lands in 4th place, and 6'6" Bob Hondrum still tops the field. Miguel Jenin Gonzalez, the rookie, currently stands in 6th place. Up next, Albuquerque native Arnold Rizvik is an extreme unicyclist with an unconventional way of doing things.
You don't get a better balance training than riding a unicycle down a mountain.
His run next on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior. The Mid-South Regional Finals are in full swing as we cut a field of 30 down to just 15. While you're away, 2 more competitors tried their best to punch a ticket to Vegas. But for both of them, their grip strength just wasn't enough. Gymnastics coach Luke Cash cashed out on the salmon ladder, while stuntman Justin Davila got a bit farther, making it all the way to the lamp grasper before his arms failed him. And on the leaderboard, Davila and Cash find themselves in 4th and 5th, respectively. Jenin Gonzalez, the rookie, is in 8th, while former mascot Todd Stair is bringing up the rear at number 12. So now that we are closer to approaching 15 runners, our hot seat will soon come into play. And Angela Son is in the leader's box to explain how that will work.
Matt and Johnny, this is the hot seat area. The top 15 finishers will be sitting here throughout the night, waiting to hear if they're heading to Vegas. But if you're in this seat, well, you're in trouble, because this is the hot seat. The athlete who's sitting here has the slowest of the 15 times, and if anyone follows with the faster time, they're not going to Sin City, they're going home. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Angela. And there are 3 reasons for the guys who will be in the hot seat to be concerned. Left to right, veterans Jake Smith, Paul Casimir, and Brandon Douglas.
Yep, our best runners are still to come, all from Colorado, and all trouble for the guys on the hot seat.
And while they're friends, make no mistake, there is a rivalry between them, especially Jake and Paul, as Jake mentioned earlier. Next up on the starting line, 26-year-old machine and fabrication shop owner out of Albuquerque, it's Arnold Rizvik.
Arnold really wanted to compete the past 2 years, but missed out each time for good reason. 2 years ago, he was getting married, and last year, his son was being born.
Arnold's been training in a very unique fashion this year. He's an extreme unicyclist who loves taking his one-wheeled steed all over the rugged terrain of New Mexico. Now that looks challenging. Arnold Rizvik through the quad steps, no problem. Now onto the log grip.
That log grip, 25 feet long, and it drops a foot along the way, which just feels like you have someone just jumping on your back. So important to have good finger strength.
Right through the bridge of blades and up on the jump hang.
Yeah, I mean, we laughed a little bit at extreme unicycling, but he was no joke in qualifying.
Well, the man's good with one wheel, and he's good on 2 feet, but now having to use just his upper body on the rope junction.
Nice high grab. Incredible grip strength for a guy who doesn't need it on his unicycle.
Fantastic. He was a state wrestling champ as well. And wow, a long drop down there, though. It's a little dangerous, but now onto the warp wall. State wrestling champ in high school 3 times, so I'll watch what I say. Here he is. Had a good posture leaning back, Johnny, but just legs gave out.
Well, it's a timing thing. You do see guys think, oh, I have to lean back and stand up, but it's look at the lower body. It's in the rhythm.
A good run here, and right up it. And now the salmon ladder. We just watched Eric Eischen go down on this obstacle. I don't know if he's ever attempted anything like it. Taking a long time testing out the tramp. Oh, and he's up.
He's trying to figure out exactly what to do on the salmon ladder.
Up the first rung. Arnold Rizvik very strong through the warp wall, out on the salmon ladder. Johnny, do you think that'll be enough to get him to Vegas?
I don't think that is going to do it. I think you at least have to get past the salmon ladder and maybe further.
So on the leaderboard, it's still Bob Pondrum, the nursing student, in first place. Arnold Rizvik ends up in 7th, while Todd Stair, the mascot, is falling behind, now in 13th. Up next, the son of 2 immigrants, Brandon Douglas, has made a new life for himself as a parkour athlete in America.
If you find something you love and you never work a day in your life.
But does he have the skills to become the first ever American Ninja Warrior? We'll find out when we return. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior for more of the Mid-South Regional Finals. While you're away, 2 more runners hit the course, and both were stellar. Especially Nathaniel Spencer, the former pro golfer who finished in a time of 3:50.80. Spencer's time was good enough to put him in 2nd place behind Big Bob Pondrum, while Houston trainer Tremaine Dortch finds himself in 4th. That means extreme unicyclist Arnold Rizvik is now in 9th, while Todd Stair, the Oklahoma mascot, moves to 15th place. Half of our field of 30 qualifiers have taken their shot on this course, which means all 15 seats in the leader box are now filled.
And that is not where you want to be. From here forward, every time someone steps onto the course, the guy on the bubble is in danger of being pushed out of the competition.
And there you can see the Okie sitting in the hot seat, not the place you want to be with our next runner coming up. At the line now out of Thornton, Colorado, it's George Dunwoody, a.k.a. Woody.
Woody is a 2-time returning competitor who owns his own car radio installation business.
Been doing this for about 14 years. It's a testament to actually just doing what you love to do. I'll take something simple for you guys. Day in the life of me, a.k.a. Woody.
I love his look, Johnny.
Well, absolutely. Looks like a guy who could shred this course. You know, we've seen some athletes in other regions who have finally broken through in their 3rd or 4th time in this competition. He could be another one of those guys.
Andrew Carson in the Midwest region comes to mind. Oh, and a stumble on the Bridge of Blades.
Well, he's got to put that behind him right now and get focused on the jump hang.
Well, a nice mental recovery by Woody to take a second before the jump hang, and a nice roll out there.
Well, he's got great grip strength that will help him if he can get to the lamp grasper.
Right now, on to rope junction. That is a big if to get through this course. Woody knows what he's doing here.
He's got a little bit of an issue here.
Oh, and this is no man's land, that final rope.
We saw a lot of people get taken out on this obstacle in qualifying. Even if he does make it, if he's just able to snag his feet, that is really tough.
And that is shocking. George Dunwoody, one of our more experienced competitors, makes a costly mistake on that final rope, and he is out.
George didn't get a good swing to the last rope, which put him in no man's land. He tried to hold on as long as he could, but eventually he had to make the leap and fell short. Boom.
But George did complete the jump hang, which sends mascot Todd Stair, who failed there earlier, home. Up next is a strong returning competitor from the Rocky Mountain state of Colorado. It's 23-year-old Brandon Douglas. Brandon is a parkour coach with some amazing moves he learned by practicing all over the CU campus in Boulder. Even though he majored in advertising, he's been studying this competition for years, and it's paid off with a strong inner belief.
I don't mean to say that I'm going to finish the course or I know I'm going to do it. I know that I'm capable. The more I can stay calm, relaxed, have fun, and not think about it too much, the better I'm going to perform. So I just try to get into that place and stay there.
Brandon is the son of 2 immigrants. His mom is from Peru and his dad is from France. How cool would that be if he was the first American Ninja Warrior?
Wow, and just flies through the quad steps. It's looking very strong.
Oh, he gave that thing some momentum, got it sliding. He wants to get a fast time here. Nice transition.
Wow. Well, last year came so close to making the trip to Mount Midoriyama, but didn't get there. And this year, it looks like he is determined to leave no doubt. Onto the rope junction and going up high. Wow, look at that. Just arm over arm, keeping his momentum going forward.
Well, he's making the course look easy to this point.
Wow, a long drop. The warp wall has a lot of experience on this from last year, and right up it. Wow, 54 seconds to the top of the warped wall. Brandon Douglas is on fire.
He is. It helps so much to get up that wall the first time, too. You save so much energy. And I think he's trying to make a statement at this point.
Onto the salmon ladder.
But tonight's been a battle of the grip strength, but Brandon has a lot of practice on the salmon ladder. However, the lamp grasper will be the real test.
Interesting. We usually see guys try to keep their arms at 90 degrees, but wow, a good form there out of Brandon Douglas. That experience paying off. But this is a new obstacle to him.
And here he goes on to the lamp grasper.
Look at that. Oh, whoa, his left arm slipped, but back on. And now he is moving through. And wow, Brandon Douglas decimating this course.
He's starting to slip here.
Oh, I wasn't sure about that dismount. A little stumble there. Brandon Douglas, my heart's beating fast. I know his must be as well. So impressive. Last year came so close to earning a trip to Mount Midoriyama. And this year, you can just see the improvement.
Well, the Mount Midoriyama course will include so many new obstacles, so many more difficult obstacles that you really want to prove that you can get through this course with relative ease to become the first ever American Ninja Warrior.
Wow! And Brandon Douglas has the new fastest time in the finals round, 2 minutes, 29.41 seconds. And with less than 15 athletes left to compete, he has guaranteed his trip to Mount Midoriyama.
He is dancing on top of the tower, and with good reason. A little slip up on the lamp grasper, both on the knobs and on the dismount, but able to overcome both those gaps in order to be the top guy to this point.
Well, let's go to Angela, who's standing by with Brandon Douglas.
Brandon, a 2:29.41, the fastest time of the day thus far. What do you think about that?
It was just a blur. I don't even know. I blacked out. I'm really happy, but we'll see if it holds up.
Guys, back to you.
And Brandon Douglas leaps to the top of the leaderboard. The chiropractor Alan Keneally is in 6th, while stay-at-home dad Josh Kronberg is now in the hot seat at 15th. But that means the car radio installer George Dunwoody has been eliminated. Coming up, Colorado natives Jake Smith and Paul Casimir face off against the American Ninja Warrior course and each other.
In hometown, I'm a salmon ladder surgeon.
My goal is to get through that course.
Their in-state rivalry to come on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to the Mid-South Regional Finals of American Ninja Warrior. With every runner, we are now one step closer to determining who will move on to Las Vegas to take on the world's toughest obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama. Now, the 15 seats in the leader box are filled, but those athletes are not guaranteed to advance. In fact, while you're away, 2 more competitors were sent home from the leaders box. as New Mexico student Jared Salas and Dallas resident Kevin Klein both wowed the local crowd. Klein, the trainer of the Cowboys cheerleaders, got to the top in a time of 2:56.28. So the top of the leaderboard sees some changes, with Jared Salas and Kevin Klein slotting in at second and third, respectively, behind Brandon Douglas from Colorado. Down at 15th is Angel Flores, the gymnastics coach who survived being in a coma. He made it to the warp wall earlier, but was unable to get up, and now he's in the hot seat, waiting to see if his performance will hold up. Now on the starting line, it's Sat Khalsa, a 21-year-old product marketing specialist from Boulder, Colorado.
My name is Sat Khalsa. I grew up in Boulder, Colorado. My parents actually converted to an Indian religion called Sikhism in the 70s, and I was born into that religion. That's where my name comes from. When I was 9, my parents sent me to a religious boarding school in India, where I was there for 6 years. There was times that I was there that I really hated it. I wanted to just get back home. The school I was at was very strict. It was a lot different than being here and having freedom. Definitely formed me into the person that I am today.
Sat returned stateside, a more disciplined and focused young man who discovered he thrived in the worlds of parkour and jiu-jitsu.
Started doing jiu-jitsu about a year ago. It really teaches you how to use your whole body, which translates great to something like Ninja Warrior because there's so many different obstacles that you got to get over.
But one obstacle he wasn't sure he could clear was paying for a trip from Colorado to Texas.
Once I found out that I was going to be on Ninja Warrior, I had to figure out the logistic portion of it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to drive, and then, how am I going to pay for a flight?
Sat found his solution thanks to the family of his girlfriend.
He didn't want to take advantage of, my parents, but, they were really happy to fly him out there. They love Ninja Warrior, and they like him, so it all worked out.
That was a kind of a no-brainer for us. You don't want to look back at a missed opportunity because of airfare. Positive moments in life are hard to capture. It comes down to letting your heart push you through, and we believe he has that.
And here is Sat, thanks to his girlfriend's family. That was quite a gift. He'll look to make it a good investment right now.
Smooth flow through the quad steps. He said his jiu-jitsu background really helps with his balance and sudden movements.
And he moves right through the bridge of blades and into the jump hang.
Great boost off the tramp and a nice hold onto the cargo net.
Wow, looking so impressive tonight, showing lots of energy. But the rope junction can slow down even the most determined athlete.
But he's been very efficient, and that energy he's been saving up will be very useful on the salmon ladder and the lamp grasper.
Well said, Johnny. Facing the warp wall here. Looks like he's taking a quick breather to steel himself.
Takes a nice run up, and yes!
He's got it. Up and over and onto the salmon ladder. And with that, he bets the performance of Angel Flores, and that means Flores is going home. But we've seen some trouble tonight on the salmon ladder. Let's see if Sat can master it. Swinging his legs, has to calm that body.
Showing good upper body explosive power right here. And he makes it to the lamp grasper.
So hard to carry the full body weight holding on to those small metal knobs.
Sure is, but he's got a nice side-to-side rhythm going, using the momentum to his advantage. The swinging really helped propel you to the next ball without really wearing out your grip strength. Redistribute your energy. That was sweet.
What an impressive run. Sat Khalsa will finish this course, and he's looking to do it in great time, right up with the top of the pack.
Hair over 220 right now. He's in great position.
And he has to be thinking back on the long path he took to get here. A difficult childhood, 6 years in an Indian boarding school, and now he is on the verge of something special. Yes! He slams the buzzer, and the parkour champion puts himself in an excellent position to take on Vegas and Mount Midoriyama.
What an amazing young guy. Persevered through a tough upbringing and now battled through this brutal course.
And with Sot's performance, Angel Flores is knocked out of the competition. Great kid, good story. Unfortunately, his ride ends now. Coming up, the Lobeck brothers take their sibling rivalry to new heights as they battle for a trip to Vegas when American Ninja Warrior returns. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior. We are well into the Mid-South Regional Finals where 30 athletes are fighting for just 15 coveted spots in Las Vegas. There, 100 Americans will take on Mount Midoriyama, the world's toughest obstacle course, for a shot at $500,000 cash. While you're away, gymnast and breakdancer Lauren Ball hit the course, and his run had all the right moves as he completed all 9 obstacles in a time of 3:20.52. And that time puts Ball all the way in 5th place. The 6'6" walk-on competitor Bob Pondrum is in 6th place. Extreme unicyclist Arnold Rizvik is now in 14th. Up next are a pair of brothers from Colorado Springs, Colorado, who work together, train together, and have made it all the way here to the Mid-South Regional Finals together. It's the Lobeck brothers, Josh and Joe.
My name is Josh Lobeck. I'm Joe Lobeck, and we're the Lobeck brothers. We love to do everything, I think. Seriously, like whether it's rock climbing, whether it's fighting, whether it's jumping and flipping and tricking, we want to be movement masters. He's probably the little more crazy one. Joey and I complement each other very much. If he's black, I'm white. If he's the tiger, I'm the dragon. We're opposites, polar negatives, but in that way, we work together so well.
They also proved they worked well as individuals during the Mid-South Regional qualifying round. Both of the brothers completed the course in less than 90 seconds and found themselves with a memorable moment to celebrate together.
Welcome.
Even though they both found success, they're reminding each other to stay grounded.
Don't be cocky, because especially on Ninja Warrior, it'll eat you alive if you're cocky. So that's right. You can't do that. That course has a mind of its own, and it gobbles up the cocky ones and spits them out. Right.
Younger brother Joe up first. Josh is going next, so he'll be in the warm-up area watching.
Well, Joe told me he was surprised how well he did in qualifying. He said he had acute strep throat to start the year. Basically was bedridden for months, couldn't really eat, couldn't work out. He says he's doing much better these days, but still trying to get back where he was.
Of any ill effects as he gets a nice leap onto the cargo net.
Both of the brothers are deceptively strong, and you see that with Joe getting over the net easily.
Somersaults out of the jump hang, and he's at rope junction.
Joe was good here during qualifying. He has an advantage over his brother. He's got a good 5 inches over Josh, and you can see with those long arms, he's able to find a good pace and use that strength we talked about.
And he is through. Joe talked about not being cocky, says he's confident but aware of the pitfalls in front of him. And right up the warp wall, Joe Lobeck is making great time. Looks like he's catching his breath, though, now, figuring out his strategy for the salmon ladder.
It's a good idea.
He's up.
Look, he's really exerting himself here. Oh, the bar has become askew there. Oh, nice fix.
But a nice job riding it there. And he's on the final rung and now onto the lamp grasper.
Well, going slowly from ball to ball here. You see him really trying to make sure he's got a firm grip before advancing.
Very cautious approach.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like all the movement with his legs, though. Spinning around, it's an added motion that really complicates things.
Just a few knobs away. Oh! And Joe Lobeck is out on the lamp grasper, so close to the end. Johnny, what happened?
He just looked exhausted by the time he got to the lamp grasper, not only in terms of grip strength, but just in general. He took a long time before the salmon ladder just to catch his breath. Like he said, he's still getting back to full strength, and that will catch up to you in terms of endurance.
So now Joe goes right from competitor to spectator as his big brother Josh is ready to take his shot.
Well, second year in a row competing on American Ninja Warrior for Josh. couldn't get out of qualifying last year, but this year he was 4th yesterday in the Mid-South qualifying.
Looking very smooth so far.
You know, his brother told us that because Josh is smaller and lighter, he's going to be quicker and more agile on the sport, just like that.
Wow, and right into the cargo net with a nice leap.
Rolling down. Oh, loses the bandana.
You can see Joe just laughing at him. That is a good brother there supporting him. And Josh through to rope junction.
Well, because he's shorter, he's only 5'7". He's using a different approach here than his brother. This is the approach Miguel Gonzalez took before. Josh was probably washing that.
And the research paying off, going up high.
Making good time this far.
And a nice long leap down.
And he also looks less winded than his brother did at this point.
Oh. Did you hear the silence on that? He was like smooth. That was some ninja technique.
Great technique up the warp wall. Time of just over a minute. And with both the brothers' martial arts backgrounds, you can really see the way they turn inward before big moments like this, visualizing their next move.
He yells some kind of mantra there before he hits the salmon ladder. I like it.
Should have good upper body strength, good body control, and looking good there on the first rung. And the bar gets hung up. Good correction. And he's completed it by touching that first lamp grasper.
And in good time, so he did a good job of getting to this point quickly.
And now he's really moving on.
And he's smart to keep moving quickly on that, preserve his forearm strength.
He saw what too much time did to his brother.
And he's done it. Josh Lobeck has topped his brother's performance. He is on to the cargo climb and looks like he's in strong position for a trip to Vegas.
Great to see Joe rooting him on. They say they are like yin and yang, a very close family that moved around a lot as kids. Just a year difference in age. They have always been very close. Now Big Brother is making up for falling just short of advancing last year. A great run.
And Josh Lobeck has made sure one of the brothers has a ticket to Sin City. His brother pointing at him and a bow to his little brother watching below. Johnny, what did you think?
Well, I was very impressed. Josh had some previous experience on American Ninja Warrior and showed he had worked hard to improve on his performance this year and had a near flawless run.
Let's go down to Angela, who's with Josh and Joe.
Good job, bro. Come here. You come here. I don't even give a fuck if you're wet.
Hugging it out, hugging it out. The Lobeck brothers, congratulations. Josh, you yelled something out right before the salmon ladder. What was that?
Ikimasu just means like, let's go, or let it begin, kind of in Japanese. There's a point where the adrenaline really takes over your body sometimes. You can't really move well. So it was kind of like a clearing. It was like, be gone, you know, and it was gone, so.
Joey, what was it like to watch your older brother Josh finish this course?
I loved it, and I was so confident you were going to get it.
Well, hug him, come on.
Good job, dude.
Congrats, guys.
So on the leaderboard, Josh Lobeck finds himself in 5th place. James Wyatt, the pastor, is in 9th. And there's the younger Lobeck, Joe, in a bit of trouble at 12th place, just 4 spots away from elimination. Coming up, colorful Jake Smith from Colorado made it all the way to the finals in Japan last year. Will he be able to beat rival Paul Casimir for the top time?
I will be the very first American Ninja Warrior.
That's next on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior for more of the supercharged Mid-South Regional Finals. We're coming to you from Fair Park in Dallas, Texas, home of the legendary Cotton Bowl. Now, 15 athletes have already placed themselves in a position to move on to Las Vegas to take on the world's toughest obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama. But waiting in the wings are more athletes hoping to claim one of those 15 spots. And more Mid-South finalists have taken their shot on this course, including Baker Jeremy Sanders and personal trainer Steven Solt, both of whom met their demise on the lamp grasper. But then there was Brian Arnold, a nursing home maintenance director who finished with an outstanding time of 2:30.72. Brian's time was so good, it put him in second place, besting the college student Jared Salas and the fitness coach Kevin Klein. Big Bob Pondrum is in 8th, and on the other end of the board, we find Baker Jeremy Sanders. Coming to the starting line now is a 24-year-old from nearby Fort Worth, David Cabrera.
David is kind of like Clark Kent by day and Superman in the early evening. Dayside, he's a bespectacled, mild-mannered mobile phone salesman, but when the working day is done, he's an avid rock climber who loves to take on the biggest challenges, both indoors and out.
He's in mobile phone sales, and he's hoping to phone home after his run with news of advancing to the finals. First-time competitor in American Ninja Warrior. Here he goes on the course.
Interesting note here on David. He says one of the main reasons he wanted to compete was he wanted to represent his Native American heritage and make his community proud.
Through the log rip, no problem, onto the Bridge of Blades. And wasting no time.
Oh, that was sketchy.
And again, we see people, speed can kill on this course. It looked like he just mistimed his jump there.
Yeah, he tried to go straight off the Bridge of Blades, and he just went straight out.
And so costly, you get caught up on that cargo net, you waste time, you waste energy.
You gotta pay attention to the forearm endurance and grip strength now. Every little bit counts because you just climbed the cargo net. Now you're gonna go to the rope junction. If he makes it as far as the lamp grasper, he could have some issues.
Absolutely, but flying through the rope junction, wow, a great dismount onto the warp wall. Couldn't complete this in qualifying. Let's see how he does here. Time of just 56 seconds through, though. That was quick. Stumbles and comes up well short.
Well, he's just not taking the right approach on this obstacle. He needs to push off, propel himself upwards with all the force he's got.
Well short. Again, rock climbers great with the upper body. Sometimes, though, lack the agility. But as a soccer player, you should be able to get up this. Here is David's final shot.
Oh, so close.
Got a hand up, but third time, not the charm for David Cabrera. He goes out. Johnny, what'd you think of the run?
Well, he was up the warp wall. He had his hand on the top. I gotta believe that his forearms were smoked from the low cargo net grab. That was just an extra amount of energy that was unnecessarily spent, and that's what killed him.
Well, up next is one of the guys we've been waiting all night to see, part of that Rocky Mountain rivalry with Paul Casimir. It's Jake Smith. Jake Smith looking good here. And Jake's the first man to fall victim to stage 2.
I want to do better than I did last year. I don't like receding and getting worse. I want to improve myself. That's the nice thing about having this every year is I get to go back to it and try to do better than I did before.
Jake's goal of constant improvement was evident during yesterday's qualifying round as he posted the second fastest time of the day. And even Jake acknowledges that's because he's not the same athlete he used to be.
I'm different as a competitor now than when I first started. I always kind of tried to do my best, but I never expected myself to go very far or do very well. You know, I was just there to have fun. Now, as far as what I'm expecting, if it's going to be anything like Japan, then I'll probably, you know, smoke through the course. It's going to be fun.
This confident athlete's life comes with one motto: keep it simple.
For my job, I actually install telephone and computer cables. I'm a telecommunications technician. And when I'm not doing that, I just pretty much play video games, hang out with friends. It's a very simple, fulfilling life.
It's reached that numb point.
I'm Jake Smith from Colorado, and I will be the first American Ninja Warrior.
Jake sporting the purple Pepe Le Pew haircut this year.
Well, he's coordinating. You know, the hair matches the shirt. That's cool.
And very easily through the quad steps.
When we asked Jake about his proudest athletic achievement, Matt, he didn't talk about all of his success. He said it was actually tackling a baseball mat.
Wow, and look at him right to the top of the cargo net on the jump hang.
Jake Smith is looking poised for a return trip to Mount Midoriyama.
A nice dismount there on the jump hang. On to rope junction. Jake Smith showed what he can do in qualifying, but again, a simple mistake can be the end. You don't want to make a lapse on this course. It's so unforgiving.
We got a nice high grab right away on the rope. Blazed the time through the rope junction.
God, that's a long jump and right up the warp wall, but comes up short.
That kind of delay could cost him the top time.
But right to the top of the warp wall on his second attempt and onto the salmon ladder. Now, this is the obstacle that took him out at Mount Midoriyama last year, and you know no one is more aware of that than Jake.
Really taking his time here. You know, he may have figured since he missed that attempt on the warped wall that he's not going to get the top time, so he's just playing it safe.
Oh, and it's uneven, but a good correction there by Jake. And again, he misses on the salmon ladder. But he completes it, and he's onto the lamp grasper. So with just 2 runners left, Jake has ensured his trip to Las Vegas.
Now, he's a very good parkour athlete, but these balls are not something they encounter all the time.
Balls of steel, and again, in these conditions, they can get slippery.
He's quickly losing his grip strength here. He might be in trouble, Matt.
He's going to go for the dismount right here. And he made it. Nice. It looked like he was just getting spent and just used his last reserves to make it through the lamp grasper. He's sitting down and meditating. He knows he's made it to Las Vegas, and all that's ahead of him is a victory climb here for Jake Smith.
Yes, he is moving on, barring a disaster here, but I'm very surprised with his time. I thought with his talent and confidence, he would destroy this course, but he's not even hanging with the top 5 guys right now.
Well, he will have a chance to improve on this performance in Vegas, and you know between now and then, he will be his own harshest critic. And look at the smile on his face as he makes it to the top of the tower. Jake Smith completely exhausted, but he rings the buzzer with a time of 3 minutes, 45.40 seconds.
Oh, man. I'm in shape.
Johnny, what did you think?
Well, it was a great run. When he missed the first attempt on the warped wall, he slowed it down and said, let's just be smart here. It was a nice, mature run.
Well, let's go to Angela, who's standing by with Jake Smith.
Jake, your time was 3:45.40. Was that what you expected?
Not necessarily, but
why not?
Well, it's a lot slower than I was expecting. I think I went into it a little too arrogant, but I've come out of it a little humble, I think.
And on the leaderboard, Brandon Douglas remains in the driver's seat at number 1, just over a second ahead of the maintenance director, Brian Arnold. Jake Smith checks in at 8th place, while the chiropractor Alan Keneally's in 13th. When we come back, Ahmed Touré returned home to help his family when they needed him most.
I left West Point to come down here to Texas and make sure everyone's okay.
And later, Paul Casimir not only looks to beat the time of Jake Smith, but is motivated by the ultimate goal, a ticket to Las Vegas.
Having the experience and going through this multiple times, I've learned to stay calm.
That's to come on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to the Mid-South Regional Finals of American Ninja Warrior. We've seen competitors push to the limit all night long on this course, and now we're down to the final 2 runners in what has been a tremendous competition. In the starting blocks now, out of Austin, Texas, 21-year-old Ahmed Touré.
I'm Ahmed Touré, and we're here in Austin, Texas. These are my parents, Denise and Mohammed. They're both from Guinea, West Africa. I am an American, but I am also African. I was at West Point for a little more than a year.
Attending West Point was Ahmed's dream. But when his father needed to move back to Africa for his business, Ahmed made a life-changing decision.
After my first year at West Point, I made the decision to leave because my mom had breast cancer. Just being there with all the kids, I thought it would be best to stay closer to them. I think I made the right decision. I love my mother this much, that much. It's made her stronger. It's made like the whole family stronger. We're all grateful for that. And you know, if she can do that, at least I could do is win American Ninja Warrior, right?
Obviously, family means a lot to this youngster. And he's off. Nice through the quad steps.
We're seeing some guys take a lot more aggressive approach to the quad steps now that they've done it once in the qualifying round.
Right through the bridge of blades. A little stop, though. Gathers himself before the jumping. Ahmed's a rock climber. Expect him to get up and over this net quickly.
Well, Ahmed's only 21 years old. He's looking pretty cocky on this course right now, moving very quickly. He's got to be careful not to get ahead of himself. Got to be smart.
Wow. Flying through rope junction as a kid's rock climbing instructor.
That was kung fu ninja-like. I love
Just
it.
went over the bars.
Some showmanship out of Ahmed Toure.
But comes up short on the warped wall. So far, blowing his time in qualifying away, massaging his quads. Second effort for Toure.
And there he goes, right to the top of the wall.
That looked like a chaotic approach. Arms and limbs flailing everywhere, but gets up top the warped wall. Just over a minute. Best his time in qualifying.
Maybe he expended a little too much energy at that point. He looks winded right now, but still the clock is ticking.
Ahmed really needs to muster his strength because he's never faced the salmon ladder. You can see him giving the trampoline a test there. It looked like he might have hit his head on the bar. But a strong jump there for Toure. And looking real good here. Oh! And the bar is askew.
It's a nice recovery.
Recovery can be so taxing. Looks like he goes up one more rung now. Onto the lamp grasper. You can see the different hand positions people try. Looks like he's really going up high, almost to the stem. Seen people try to split the stem.
We've seen people split their fingers over the stem. But he looks like he's got a nice pace going here, but we've seen people look really strong to this point and then mysteriously just drop.
You don't want to make a mistake here. He's getting real close to the end, but looks like his hands may be giving out. Toure digging deep. He's going to go for the dismount, and he has it. And he does a flip on top of it all. What an unbelievable story. Left West Point to help out his family when his dad had to go overseas and his mother had breast cancer. Unbelievable resolve out of the young man. So great to see him doing so well on the course.
Well, he's a rookie. He blew us away in qualifying. Now he is acting like a veteran of American Ninja Warrior. I'm excited to see what he does in the future.
I'm sure he would have done well at West Point and become an amazing soldier, but right now, we're seeing the amazing resolve out of Ahmed Toure to the top of the finals course in a time just under 3 minutes.
And the scream, the victory yell, claiming it, he exploded through the front half of the course. I mean, he came off that rope junction like he had done it a million times. He did miss his first attempt on the warped wall. I think that surprised him a little bit, brought him down a level. He got his composure back and finished strong.
An inspired performance from an inspiring young man. Let's go to Angela, who's standing by with Ahmed right now.
A great recovery on the salmon ladder. You had a look of determination on your face the whole way through. What thoughts were going on in your head?
Thoughts going through my head. I can't mess up. Got to go to Vegas. Got to try and win that $500,000. Got to try and get me and all the other kids, you know, under me to college and all that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Guys?
An impressive finish for the first-time competitor. The rock climber has locked up a spot in Vegas where he will try to conquer Mount Midoriyama. Coming up next, top qualifier Paul Casimir gets one step closer to his dream.
I will be the first American Ninja Warrior.
The two-time finalist is next on American Ninja Warrior. Welcome back to American Ninja Warrior, coming to you from Dallas, Texas. 21-year-old Ahmed Toure from Austin blazed through the course to put himself in 6th place and lock up a spot in the finals. And we just saw him share the news with his family moments ago.
Mom, I made it. I'm going to Vegas. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, my God.
We have arrived at the defining moment of this competition. Hundreds took on the course in qualifying, and all but one of the top 30 have had their shot here in the Mid-South Regional Finals. And the way it stands now, Joe Lobeck, the younger of the Lobeck brothers, is in 15th place. That puts him in the hot seat, and if our final athlete completes the lamp grasper, Joe is going home.
And Joe should be very concerned because of who is at the starting line.
This is the most anticipated run of the night. Paul Casimir, the 26-year-old from Colorado. He's been to Japan 2 years in a row and made it to stage 3 both times. A remarkable athlete with a remarkable story.
Last year, I was doing great in the competition. I made it to the finals, and I got news that my girlfriend was missing.
Makana and her father go pretty much every year hiking in the mountains. I got a text. She said they were going to go up for the day, come back the next day. They didn't show up.
2 weeks before I went to Japan, I'd found out that she had fallen to her death. Makana had this Japanese symbol drawn for me. It stands for love. We were just so close, you know. She wanted me to know that she loved me. The whole experience has kind of transformed me as a person. Makana was so happy with her life, and she shared that with everybody she saw. And so I want to be that person as well, you know, share my happiness and share kindness with everybody I meet.
He is an intensely focused young man, went out on the ultimate cliffhanger last year, an obstacle most never reach and no American has ever completed. And he did that with everything going on in his personal life last year.
And there's Jake Smith looking on as his friend and rival gets ready.
And Casimir on the course had our fastest time through the log rip. Paul, one of the strongest, most consistent competitors in American Ninja Warrior, right up onto the jump hang, up and over, not in his trademark jeans, now in shorts. I think that means he means business. And it looks like he's gunning for the fastest time here tonight.
You can just see how fast that these guys are actually getting to the rope junction and through. The pace is so much different than the rest of the field.
And you can see as fast as he's going, you can still see the confidence in his moves. And Casimir through and onto the warped wall. Wow, and right, it looked like he could have run up with no hands to the top of the warped wall in 44 seconds. Casimir, as experienced as anyone, made it to stage 3 each of the past 2 years at Mount Midoriyama. Now staring down an obstacle he's familiar with, this salmon ladder.
He needs to complete the lamp grasper to move on to Mount Midoriyama and push Joe Lobeck out of the competition.
Right up onto the salmon ladder. Again, though, a simple mistake, and it could be over.
We've definitely seen some veterans go down on the salmon ladder.
And he's up.
I think he's trying to chase down Brandon Douglas's record time right here to prove that he's not just a contender to get to the finals, but a contender to become the first ever American Ninja Warrior.
A new obstacle to Paul Casimir, but it looks like he's figured it out. Look at him go. So strong, so capable, so consistent, and he has done it. Paul Casimir has ensured a return trip to Mount Midoriyama. And Joe Lobeck knows he's going home. Amazing. And in the friendly rivalry with Jake Smith, Paul clearly coming out on top tonight, nearly lapping his fellow Coloradan. His resolve completely unwavering. One of the best competitors we've ever seen at American Ninja Warrior.
If he can get up the cargo climb in less than 30 seconds, he can maybe knock off the top spot.
It looks like he's getting stronger as he goes, Johnny.
2:18 to this point. It's going to be close.
So close. And he's done it. Paul Casimir, fastest in qualifying, fastest in the Mid-South Finals, and he is going back to Mount Midoriyama.
I feel amazing. Finally done.
Well, that's just how it's supposed to be done. You know, you see guys go, and then you see guys go that know how to do it, that just dominate the course, and that's exactly what Paul Casimir did.
Well, no surprise, one of the strongest competitors, completely dominating the Mid-South Finals course, turning in the fastest time. And we have our 15. Let's go down to Angela, who's standing by with Paul Casimir.
Paul showing us how it's done. Fastest time in qualifying, fastest time after the regional finals. What do you think about that?
I'm more than happy right now. I can't ask for more.
How are you dealing with this pressure?
Oh, there was pressure. My heart was going like 2 guys before me, and I just said, calm down. You know, I'm here to have fun. I'll do the best I can.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Angela. So Paul Casimir leads the pack with a stellar time of 2:23.22. But there is a wealth of strong runners on the leaderboard who should be legitimate contenders at Mount Midoriyama in Vegas.
Well, looking deep into the leaderboard, some of the other guys who really stand out are Jake Smith, the returning finalist who came in 10th place. And also, don't sleep on the chiropractor, Alan Keneally there in 15th. He could be a dark horse in Vegas.
So adding the Mid-South group into the mix, we now have 75 athletes who've earned a spot in Las Vegas. Ultimately, 100 Americans will take on the world's toughest obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama. And for the fastest American that can complete it, there's $500,000 cash. Next up, Miami, in our 6th and final regional, the Southeast, where we will round up our last group of athletes moving on to Vegas. For Jonny Moseley and Angela Sun, I'm Matt Eisman. Thanks for watching American Ninja Warrior. We'll see you next time.
Now, a look at the next all-new American Ninja Warrior here on NBC. This season, almost 1,000 people across the nation took on the toughest challenge on Earth, and most of them failed. Next Monday, it's the last round before Vegas. Watch as the greatest athletes yet fight for those last coveted spots at Mount Midoriyama. New American Ninja Warrior, next Monday, 9/8 Central, here on NBC. And don't miss new episodes Sunday, 9/8 Central on G4.